Greetings, it is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue our discussion on 5th edition of D&D, 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. When we last left off, we were talking about the multiverse and the outer planes. Today I'm going to introduce you to some more of the outer planes. Let's start with Elysium. It is a neutral, good plane filled with creatures of unfettered compassion and kindness, that it has this kind of soothing beauty that just adds a level of well-restedness to anything that should visit it, that it fills you with this feeling. It is tranquility itself and is a sanctuary to any creature traveling through the various planes in order to visit it. It glimmers with life and beauty, but that kind of tranquility actually seeps into the essence of those that visit it. This is where we come up with the optional rule, overwhelming joy. The longer you stay at the plane, the more you run the risk of becoming attached to it and just the feeling of joy that it fills you with. Every time you have a long rest there, you have to make a DC 10 wisdom save. If you succeed, you're fine, but if you fail, you are compelled to stay there until you rest there once again. You want to stay until you rest again. 3 failed saves, and you never want to leave Elysium. You always want to be there. And regardless if someone forces you to leave, you want to do everything in your power to return there. A Dispel Evil and Good spell will remove this effect, though, from them. So there is a way to get beyond this feeling of wanting to be in this joy. Next is the Beastlands, which lies between neutral good and chaotic good. It is an area of vast, untamed wilderness, of wild mangroves and snow-covered pines, and vast, thick jungles where the light barely penetrates, and vast fields of grains and wildflowers. It is the untamed wild itself, and it represents nature and the wildness of the world. But it also represents the beauty in and amongst nature. It links to the wild animal in all living things. There are 2 optional rules when you're in the Beastland. The first is Hunter's Paradise. Effectively, your hunting and stalking abilities are improved. You gain advantage on wisdom survival, wisdom animal handling, and wisdom perception checks while you're within the Beastlands. The other optional rule is Animal Transformation. Now, if you successfully hunt and kill a beast that is native to the Beastlands, then you have to make a Charisma 10 save. If you succeed at it, nothing's wrong, but if you fail at it, you are transformed via the Polymorph spell into the same creature you just killed. Now, granted, you keep your intellect and your ability to speak, but you're now whatever animal you had just slain. At the end of any long rest, you can attempt to make a save again. If you succeed at the save, you return back to your normal form. If you fail, you retain the beast form that you have. After 3 failed saves, you are permanently a beast until a remove curse spell or some kind of equivalent spell is cast upon you in order to remove this curse of becoming a beast from Beastlands. Next is Aborea, the chaotic good plane, where it's a place of violent moods and deep affections, where passions burn brightly until they blaze out, where emotions run high. The creatures there are all bastions of good against evil, but emotions can be dangerous and flare-ups can occur that can cause quite problems. Rage exists just as much as joy within this place. It's a place of massive mountains and dense forests, where in every glade and stream you can find natural spirits, and that travelers should tread lightly. It is also home to many elves and the Elven deities. Any elf that you find that be native to Aborea is celestial instead of its normal type. In all other ways, it is the same as any normal elf, but it just is a celestial instead of just a normal humanoid. The optional role is Intense Yearning. When someone visits Aborea, you keep track of the number of days they've been there. Upon leaving, they have to make a Charisma save DC 5 plus 1 for each day that they were there. If they succeed at it, they're fine, of course, but if they fail, they're infused with an intense yearning to return to Aborea. They get disadvantaged on any ability checks until they would return there. Now, granted, at the end of any long rest, they're able to make the save again in hopes to kind of remove this intense yearning, but otherwise, they're stuck with it. Another way to remove it, though, would be a Dispel Evil and Good spell, would remove it from their effect and would free them from the yearning. Now, Yggdrasil is between chaotic neutral and chaotic good. It is a realm of towering mountains and deep fjords and windswept battlefields where the summers are hot and sticky and the winters are cold and deadly, where the lands are jutting out from kind of volcanic shelves deep below the sea, and there are massive icy caverns deep below the earth, where there are kingdoms of giants, humans, dwarves, and gnomes. It is a land where heroes go to not only battle against the plane, but the massive creatures which tread upon its land. The optional role is Immortal Wrath. The creatures that live there are often very heroic, that they battle over and over again for all eternity. The spirits there, dying repeatedly over and over again, battling it out and for glory. Now, if you are a non-undead, non-construct creature, should you die upon in Yggdrasil, the next morning you are raised from the dead at full health, as if you had never died, with any kind of negative conditions or afflictions that you had upon you removed. So this makes it a land where you can never die, but can continually and utterly fight for all the time if you get stuck in a loop of it. So that's it for today. I introduced you to 4 more planes. Elysium, a plane of joy and comfort that draws you into it. The Beastlands, a savage land of hunters and natural wonders. Aborea, a fearsome forest of massive emotions where the Elven deities rule from. And of course, Ysgard, a land of savage highs and lows where people battle for eternal glory, repeatedly rising from the dead. In the next one, I'm going to continue talking about the Outer Planes, starting with Limbo and moving on from there. Limbo, the plane of chaos. That's as far as we've moved in the swath of talking about them. So if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, the Empire, and the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon, link to the description below. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.